Hey, hey, hey.
Hello, everybody. Welcome to Wednesday night OWCP Chats
With Chris and Gini.
with Chris and Gini. I don't know what that is.
I'm not wearing those. I was kidding.
Yeah. So.
Those are my fire sunglasses because I'm feeling a little bit fiery tonight.
Fiery?
A little bit.
Fiery. Okay. Anyways, tonight we know this has been requested over and over. The last time we discussed supervisors and management and all the BS lies that they tell you guys. We had 24,000 views, and that was great. So before we begin, go ahead and share this page to your page, to your Facebook pages.
Text your friends.
Text your friends. Tell them to come on right now before we start.
Smoke signals. Send smoke signals.
Through Facebook?
Well, smoke signals.
Oh my gosh. Anyways, I wanted to show everyone my mail handler's hat and t-shirt that the state president, Nick Mozar, and their local gave to Chris and I. And I said I was going to represent tonight. So shout out to all of our Florida mail handlers. And thank you, Mr. Mozar and the union, for our little gifts for coming to 2 tri-state conventions.
Yeah. So they can't read this, but this said, no. Just right here in this white right there, that actually says union, yes. Union, yes.
Yes.
That's a really cool hat, actually.
The back is pretty cool.
It's a really cool hat.
Yeah.
Thank you so much. We both got one.
Yeah.
I don't want to mess up my pretty hair tonight.
Yeah, well, I, did it up. Anyway, again, right now, go ahead and share. Don't forget to like and follow us so you can see all of our videos. And don't forget to follow us on Twitter. That's where Chris posts live, right-away updates on laws, rules, and regulations that he gets from wherever the heck he gets it from. And, follow him on Twitter.
So check it out.
How many do we have now?
We're at 526.
All right.
Out of 2.8 million. So, some of you are falling down on the job. I'm going to need you to step it up and tell all your friends that they should be following us at Twitter. This is not a joke. I hear people all the time say, I don't do Twitter. Yeah, me either. I also don't do deny claims. And if you don't want to do deny claims, get Twitter. So, if we can be on the same page there, you start doing Twitter, and I'll never start doing deny claims, and we'll be on the same page.
Yes.
So at Fed Injury Center, there's some great laws here, rules, regulations, some things you never really thought of, some things I never thought of.
Yeah.
And then I thought of it, and found it. And so now it's on Twitter. So really valuable stuff. Everybody that's there says they're really glad they got there. And so why don't you be next? So we're at 526, and I want to be at 1,000. And then I want to be at 2.8 million. We got to make a difference. All right. 1 out of 13 federal employees has an accepted claim. We're not making a difference yet. I'm making a difference in 500 people's lives.
Yeah.
And in however many thousand view tonight, but let's make a difference in 2.8 million people's lives and all their friends and all their family, because we fix their denied claims and they'll suffer the BS of, after a denied claim, they get everything leading up to, loss of home, loss of ability to pay for their car, how am I going to put my kids through school, bankruptcy, and federal disability.
Yeah.
None of that stuff sounds good. And with an accepted claim, you can avoid every bit of it. So the reason I push so hard for this is because, if this is something that will matter to you, and in all of you, it's going to matter eventually, you'll have instant access to the laws. And if you read through them, your supervisor gives you a hard time, whatever they say, you're going to say, there's a law for that, and you'll know where to go. And that's what this is for. It's for, like, just in case. And I hope you never need it, but you're going to need it.
Yep.
And so when you do, I don't want it to be too late. So get at Fed Injury Center on Twitter. I'm not kidding around with this. You guys got to jump on this and tell your friends. And all of you that watch us on a regular basis, we appreciate you viewing it, but you got to share it. You got to let people know. We've really got to double and triple the numbers that are watching this, because here's what's going to happen. We're halfway through the year, and we're going to get through the end of this year, and we're going to find that at the end of 2019, 1 out of 13 people had an accepted claim. It's unacceptable. We've got to start making a dent in this thing. And so let's all together make a dent in OWCP. So what you got?
I'm just sharing.
All right, so check it out. Tonight, our topic is my favorite topic. It is take supervisors out behind the woodshed night.
What? We're taking people behind the woodshed again?
We are. Look, we've heard, I mean, just this week, we heard some incredibly stupid things that supervisors told people. And it just reinforced that we've got to do the supervisor thing again.
Yeah.
Because you've got to know that when they do that to you, they're wrong. And you've got to be confident in fighting back, pushing back. And so you need to know the rules, the laws, and regulations to back yourself up. You know, when a supervisor says, you missed your 3-day window for filing, wouldn't you like to know it's 3 years and where to go in the U.S. Code to show them that? Well, get Twitter. You'll know where to go in the U.S. Code to find it, but I'm going to talk to you about it. And when your supervisor says it would, I'm not going to go into this right now. We'll get into more detail. But when your supervisor says, you know what, it's in your best interest to just quit your job, you got hurt. So quit your job, you got hurt? Wouldn't you like to know what rules, what laws, regulations that you can apply to that, and what external agencies you can call to enforce what needs to be enforced in these supervisors?
Yeah.
So
so again, go ahead and share. I see some of you said, Lisa Clapp said, just sent out 7 shares. Awesome.
all right, thank you. Everyone be a Lisa Clapp and send out 7 shares. If everyone sends out 7 shares, if all of you share 7 times, then half the people you share to will watch, okay? Yeah. And that's how that goes. If you share 21 times, half the people, okay? You get what I'm saying? So just keep sharing. All of you have friends at work. All of you have friends at work. If you don't have friends at work, then we got another topic we'll talk about another time. But let's just assume you all have friends at work and, you know, help your friends. Make them watch this. It's 1 hour of their life. And we're going to change people's lives with the information we have. So let's boost up the number of views. Let's boost up the number of shares. And seriously, man, get on Twitter. Stop. Don't be the last one to get here. Because if you're the last one to get here, you'll be the next one to get a denied claim that won't know what to do about it. I'm helping you here. Get on Twitter.
All right. So now is a good time
I'm dropping this. I'm not going to keep holding it. So
now is a good time to get a piece of paper and a pen or a pencil. And when Chris goes over these laws, it's really good for you guys to write them down. He'll repeat them. Plus the videos are kept on here. Afterwards, I'm going to go ahead and also fix it so for our hearing impaired federal employees can get to read and watch along with us. And a lot of you are asking about the background.
That's
Chris,
Utah.
Yeah, that's Utah. Chris got that for me for my birthday.
Guess who's from Utah?
Yeah.
Guess who was a cheerleader at the University of Utah?
Yeah, so Chris got me that after we went to Utah and bought that as a gift when I came home. And so, yeah, that's our backdrop. So.
She got a whole nursing degree from there. They make you work for that stuff over there. So she's certifiable.
Certifiable? Anyways, so tonight we're going to talk about management, how to protect yourself and how to protect your jobs. So here's a quick story before Chris gets started. Yesterday, we got a phone call from a shop steward. She's really knowledgeable because we've gone to their union several times. We go monthly to educate them. And
you know who you are. You absolutely crushed it.
Yeah, you did.
She did. She crushed it.
So
somebody's been paying attention.
Yeah, so she had an employee that she overheard with the supervisors. Then they wind up calling me and saying, you know, they want to fire. What was it? Was it fire her?
Well, she's going to get fired.
Yeah, but she's going to get fired if she reported her injury.
So she may as well what? If you hear that, it's just thunder. Anyways, what's she going to do if she doesn't get fired? What can she do to avoid being fired?
File a grievance.
No, she can just quit. She can quit.
Oh, quit. Oh.
Couldn't she just resign?
Yeah, she could.
Well, that's what the supervisor said.
That's what the supervisor did say.
Just resign and you won't get fired. Don't worry about it.
Yeah. And this poor girl was so scared. And you should have
I didn't know the rules.
The shop steward, like...
Who knew the rules?
Was just on the phone with us on speaker and just hammering this employee to push back on these supervisors. Yeah. And we were so proud of her helping her employees, and plus they were from a different craft to begin with. She just happened to be walking by.
She crossed crafts and helped out, and you know what? That's what all of you need to do.
Yep.
I don't care what union you're with. Don't let your brothers and sisters from the other unions get screwed over. Look, just be there for them. Help them out. And don't let management get over on anybody. I don't care who they're with. Don't let it happen.
Hey, Danielle, I saw when you said hi. Sorry, I was talking.
Hey.
And so we told her the things that she needed to do, and hopefully it's going to get done. This employee is like, as we hear all the time, completely scared.
Oh no, they already had her send in a resignation letter.
Oh yeah.
Unbelievable.
Yeah.
So of course on the phone, you know, we talked about what the "I'm taking my resignation back" letter looks like, and we CC'd it to you know, the union, to EEO, to OSHA. Look, we're not playing around anymore.
Yeah.
We're not playing around. When management does this to you, we're not just going to take it, okay? All of us together are going to push back. We're going to fight back. You can't get fired for filing a work, for getting hurt. That's ridiculous. So, but this is the stuff that happens.
Yeah.
And this is why you need to be sharing this with all your friends right now. The views are going up. We appreciate it, but share more. Get more people on. Look, call somebody. Tell them how to get on here. Somebody that you know needs this information right now. I guarantee it. 2 or 3 people you know needs it right now. So the stuff I'm going to talk about tonight is going to be a little bit fiery. Like I told Jeannie before we started, I'm a little bit salty tonight, and that's good for you. So get your friends on, get your coworkers on, and let's share some information that's going to change some lives.
Yeah, you guys got to understand, when we hear these things, we want to file grievances for you guys.
Yeah.
So again, don't forget to share, follow, like our page. Post this on your Facebook pages, on your union pages, and we have some fun stuff for the end that we have upcoming for the last half of the year.
Hey,
and
taking the supervisors out behind the woodshed's fun too. We're all going out there together. It's going to be fun. And listen, if any of you has a really great story or a terrible horror story that you know of or that happened to you with your supervisor involving a work injury, I'd like to hear about that too. Because whatever it is, I can tell you what the rule, law, or regulation is that would combat that situation in the future. So it's going to be good for everybody.
Yep.
So this is going to be a high participation night. So get everybody involved, share it with your friends. But look, we're going to get through as much of this as we can in the hour. And but give us your stories, but keep it to the point, okay? I probably don't need to know what color the leaves were at the time. So just like, let's get the point, and then I'll tell you how to combat it. So
let's get started, guys. Again, get your paper and your pen, and I just wanted to again shout out to all of our Florida mail handlers.
Yeah,
and
thank you.
Thank you, Mr. Nick Mozar, state president, who's a very good friend of Chris and I, for our hats and our T-shirt. We got them in the mail. It was really sweet
and unexpected. We really appreciate it.
Yeah, we really appreciate
Super
that.
nice.
So let's get started, everyone. If you have any questions, you're welcome to message us.
Yeah.
Or go ahead and put it on here, but start paying attention because this is going to be really good information for you guys. So take it away.
So I have this presentation I go through. So if any of your locals or state unions would like to invite us to teach, I need an hour to an hour and a half. But I have my presentation, so I'm going to go through it because I've got so many laws, regulations, rules, whatever, that are going to help you. And each of these has a story that goes with it. So we're going to have some storytelling tonight.
Yeah.
But you can't let this happen to you or the people you know anymore. So here's the first thing. So there's this guy in Miami whose supervisor said, "What do you mean you went and found your own doctor? What are you talking about? I'm going to fire you for that."
Yeah.
Seriously. And they said, "You went around me and and got your own doctor? You went around me." That I never forgot those words. You went around me. That was over a year ago. I remember hearing it. The supervisor said, "You went around me and got your own doctor? You're going to be fired for that." So let me tell you something. For those of you that have had your supervisor tell you you can't choose your own doctor, laugh in their face. Tell them to put it in writing, okay?
Yeah.
Get a copy of what they put in writing, wad it up real tight, and throw it in the trash can. Take shots, okay? But keep that in writing because that's so against the law. There are 3 parts of law that I'm going to talk to you about that combat that. But this person was threatened. Their job is threatened. They actually broke every rule I can think of right now by threatening the job. Number 1, you can't threaten someone with their job. You can't retaliate or terminate for having and reporting a work injury. Okay, that's just like the ABCs of work injuries. You can't do it. OSHA says so. But the law says you can choose your own doctor. So there's this manual. It's the Injury Compensation for Federal Employees. It's a CA 810. And in it, it says an employee is entitled to initial choice of physician, meaning I can pick my own doctor. But it goes further. It says that agency personnel, meaning supervisors, may not interfere with your right to choose a doctor. How about that? Nor may they require you to go to a doctor that's employed by or under contract with the agency. So you can pick your own doctor, and they can't make you go to theirs. So
Exactly.
like you went around me to find a doctor. No, I went through you to find my doctor because it's my right.
Yep.
Right? You have no right to tell me what doctor to go to. So I think it's really important because supervisors do this all the time. They say, go to the urgent care. That one right there. Go to this ER right here. We have a doctor right here. You know, I was in Chicago once at an NALC meeting, and Carl, the president at the time, was just railing on membership, saying, look, you choose your own doctor, because if you go to the one under contract by our post office, you're going to get screwed. And a lady stood up and said, yeah, this office is even sending me bills in the mail because the post office wasn't paying their contracted bills. Look, whatever, that was happening, okay? So pick your own doctor. Don't let them push you into it. But there's another rule. It's in the Code of Federal Regulations, okay? Does that sound like law to you? It does to me. 20 CFR 10.300 says, letter B, says the employer should advise the employee of the right to his or her initial choice of physician. You went around me to get your doctor. No. That person should have said, let me let you know it's your right to choose your own doctor.
Yep.
They don't do that. They instead threaten you. And, you know, that's not okay. They can't threaten you, and you have a right to choose your own doctor. And let me tell you what, if you choose their doctor, it's probably a nurse practitioner or a PA. And today I read a denial letter, and it was denied for 3 reasons. 1, the first person you saw was a PA. 2, the second person you saw was a nurse practitioner, and neither one of those is good enough. And 3, when you finally did find a doctor, they diagnosed you with pain. Pain's not a diagnosis, okay? It's like, like 3 strikes, boom, you're out. But you're not out in OWCP. You can appeal. So you can reconsider with better information and a better doctor if necessary, because the choice of doctor is yours. So yeah, you know, that's kind of a big one. Anything coming in on that?
Not yet. We have a lot of people just saying we need you here and here and here and here.
I know. Look, I know. Believe me, I know. And we're with you. At least here we're with you, even if we can't be there.
Hey, hold on. Mike Irving, you said this doesn't happen in New York. What doesn't happen? The supervisors don't give you guys a hard time? Because then everybody should come to New York and work.
Yeah, I doubt that's true.
You know.
Yeah. Anyways, that's.
You know, oh, we can use our own doctor for anything. That's good. That's really good. Yes.
Now that's
awesome.
true. Thank you, Mike. For a second there, Mike, I was wondering if you're a supervisor.
And if there's any supervisors on here.
Oh, this is for you.
Bye.
No, stay.
Stay.
Oh, definitely stay.
I was gonna say bye, Felicia.
Oh, you're gonna love the end of this. If you're a supervisor, definitely hang around and tell your friends too, because it's about to get good.
Oh no.
Oh yeah, you're gonna like this. So all right, so everybody understand you can choose your own doctor. Nobody can do anything about that except get the hell out of the way. It's your choice.
Even if they force you, and I know some of you have doctors that work within the agency, you can still choose your own doctor. Remember that. They cannot force you. Remember what he's saying. They cannot force you. There's a law that says they cannot force you.
Yeah, it's right there. They can't make you go to their doctor. So that's that. And they have to tell you that you can go to your own doctor. So if anybody says you can't, well, just remember, they're actually supposed to say you can. It's the law says they're supposed to tell you. So, you know, just ignore them and, you know, pick a finger. So, all right, let's talk about CA-16s. So the CA-16 is important. It pays all your bills for the first 60 days, even when your claim's not accepted. If you have a CA-1 claim, which is, you know, an injury that happens in a single shift. So the CA-16, it's so important because it pays those bills. You have to report your injuries right away. No more waiting around, no more hoping it gets better. Hope is not a strategy. Write that down. Hope is not a strategy. We don't hope for anything, and we don't wait for anybody. Okay, get it done now, right now. You report your injury now, period. Okay, so you did that, which means you don't miss your 7-day deadline. So when you get a CA-16, it pays all your bills. Well, supervisors say, I don't know what that is, or I don't have to give it to you. or this isn't an emergency, you don't need one. Let me tell you what this says. So the Code of Federal Regulations, 20 CFR 10.300, says the employer shall authorize examination and or treatment by issuing a CA-16. They shall. They will, unequivocally, okay? But it goes further. Letter B says they have to do it within 4 hours of the claimed injury. Hello, it doesn't say maybe. Not only do they have to do it, they shall do it, but they have a time limit.
Yeah, so what happens in 4 hours and 4.5 hours? What happens if you don't get it?
4 hours and 1 minute, file a grievance.
Yep.
File a grievance. And don't take it. Listen, this is so important because if only 1 out of 13 people has an accepted claim, and I can't get to places like, you know, Idaho and Iowa and Nebraska, I'm not there yet. And your claim, let's say it never gets accepted, but for 60 days you get treatment, it doesn't cost you money out of your pocket. Does that sound good or good? So demand a CA-16. In 4 hours and 1 minute, file a grievance. Don't take it anymore. Okay, don't take it. You are owed a CA-16. If you have an injury that happened in a single shift and you report it right away, you're owed this form. Make it happen. Any questions yet?
Nothing major. Lori says she got her, I just want to show you that.
Okay, listen.
I told her to message me.
Yeah, so Lori said that she went to one of our doctors and got a denial. That actually happens all the time. But that's why we say bring us the denial letters, because sometimes the claims examiners deny it for the dumbest reasons, okay? And we can always fix it. So there's never a time that we go back and fix it and it doesn't eventually get accepted. That's what most people don't know, that you have 12 months from every denial to appeal if you do reconsideration. And as long as you give the denial letter to the doctor, they can go and find the exact reason for denial and address it in a new narrative or an addendum to a narrative. So we can always, always, always fix it. You know, once we had a denial and the claims examiner denied us for the diagnosis they didn't like. It's just that they didn't read the page with the diagnosis on it. So guess what we did? We started putting it in 2 different places in the narrative. See if you miss it next time. So some denials are just BS, and you have to just go and reconsider it. Give us a call, we'll fix it. But this brings us to a valuable point. If you get a denial, you take the letter to your doctor who caused the denial, like in this case our doctor did. So who caused the denial, and you say, hey doc, here's what the letter says, fix it. And then have that sent in, and you request reconsideration on your appeal request form. Very important. You can have an unlimited number of appeals if you do reconsideration. It never ends. You never, ever lose. Eventually you win.
Oh my God, I have to read this to you. You're going to die and fall off of your chair.
I'm not going to die or fall out of my chair.
He's going to fall off the chair. My postmaster forged my signature and evaluation forms. In accordance to his forged evaluation, I received my 30-day evaluation on the first day I clocked in. He even stated I refused medical treatment, even though he was at the doctor with me. I suffered a torn rotator cuff and torn ACL. Ooh, somebody's in trouble.
Somebody's in a lot of trouble. Let me tell you what the trouble is. So a number of statutory provisions make it a crime to file a false or fraudulent claim or statement.
Jody, this is for you.
Or statement in relation to a FECA claim, which is what we're talking about here. And whoever induces, compels, or directs an injured employee to forgo filing a claim shall be fined, imprisoned, or both. I wonder what the punishment is. So that false statement. A false statement would include forging a name, saying something that you said that you didn't actually say. Any supervisor who knowingly does that may be subject to a fine of not more than $10,000 or 5 years in prison or both. So bring it, Mr. Postmaster. Let's go. Look, as many of those as you want to do, go ahead, but start multiplying by 1, 2, 3, by the number 5. Because every time you do it, you're at risk of 5 years in prison. So that's fine. Go ahead. Because eventually we're going to get the claim accepted.
Yeah.
We're going to win. So forge away. Forge all the signatures you want. We're going to win. Okay, the law's on our side. So I'm sorry that happened to you, but at the same time, you've got a juicy situation that you should take advantage of. Anybody that makes a false statement in relation to a FECA claim can go to jail for 5 years and be penalized up to $10,000.
Yeah, we hear this all the time. We had in one of the states we were at, the postmaster actually, because the person didn't fill out their CA1 all the way, she just signed whatever and filled out whatever and left it with the supervisor.
Yeah.
So the supervisor wound up putting the post office address, and so all of her letters from DOL, Department of Labor, was going to the post office, and the supervisor was reading everything, and poor girl had no clue how the supervisor knew. And then I said, ask for a copy of your CA1 from your claims examiner. Come to find out, it was a post office's address, and the supervisor was receiving the mail. Remember that one?
You got to look at your forms. And by the way, you got to get copies of everything. So, you know, when you fill out your CA1 or 2, you have to sit with your supervisor and fill out everything without standing up, and have your supervisor fill out everything in your presence. Don't leave the room and let the supervisor say, I'll get back to you, or I'll just turn this in. Hell no. Okay? So many bad things happen when you don't stop and pay attention.
And Brenda, you said this, what Chris just read. My postmaster refused to fill out her part of CA2 2 times, which delayed my treatment. Nothing has happened to her for breaking the law. Well, okay, pay attention and take note, because he's going to tell you what you can do when they break the law. And you guys, all of you, and I saw, Daniel, you said, sad that we care more about you guys. We really do, because you guys are getting screwed. You guys are losing your homes. You guys are getting your cars repo. You guys can't put food on the table for your little kids and your family because you're not getting paid because of the shit that supervisors are doing to you.
And Daniel, let me tell you something. I care about you very much. I don't know you, but no kidding. But nobody cares more about you than you do. So pay attention to this, take notes, and use this stuff, because I can't use it for you. I can only teach you. And that goes for all the rest of you. And I'm going to stop right now and say share. We have over 100 views right now. Keep them coming.
Yeah.
Share like crazy. If you haven't found value out of this yet, I'll try harder. Okay, I got more stuff coming. But I think you're going to see, or you've already seen, there's some serious value in what I'm talking about. So get the word out. Let's go.
Yeah, Maria, a CA16 only goes with a CA1.
Yeah, sorry, you can't get one with a CA2.
And Lori Jackson from California, I work in Los Angeles. They told me I couldn't get my own doctors. We have the law. He just read the law.
I just read it to you.
So you may want to write that down and then look it up and show them, print it out and show them and say, no, I could choose my own doctors. Here is the law.
20 CFR 10.300. 20, the number 20, CFR, meaning Code of Federal Regulations, 10.300. Take a look at that.
Daniel, we love you too. Mwah!
Yeah, seriously, for real. All right, so check this out. I got to get back to getting copies. So let's say you're in front of your supervisor and you're filling out your CA1 or 2, okay?
Are you talking about copies?
No, no.
Oh,
yeah,
okay.
But yes.
Chris, pay attention here. He's answering your question.
All right, Chris, check this out. So a CA1 is an injury that happens in a single shift. A CA2 happens over 2 or more shifts, days, weeks, months, years, whatever. Like carpal tunnel syndrome happens over a period of time, right? Tendonitis. But a CA1 happens in a single shift, 2 happens in 2 or more shifts. Regardless, when you're filling out your forms with your supervisor, don't get up. Sit there until it's done.
Yep.
Supervisors have a way on a CA1 of hosing your claim. There's like 3 or 4 places on the second page of the CA1 where they can completely kill your case. Okay, you have to get that and take it with you and have an opportunity to say to the supervisor, are you sure about this? Because, you know, making a false statement on this form knowingly and willingly can cause you to go to jail for 5 years. So are you sure? Like, you want to give them an opportunity to not hose your case, but you have to leave with copies of it. So what they'll do is they'll say, I don't have to give you copies. These are mine. I don't have to give it to you. I'm not obligated to give it to you, whatever, okay? But the Code of Federal Regulations, CFR, so 20 CFR 10.110 letter A, 20 CFR 10.110 letter A says they have to give it to you. They have to give you copies of both sides of Form CA1 and CA2. This is the law. Okay, and by the way, if you're on Twitter, you have this. So everyone get Twitter at Fed Injury Center. That way, when your supervisor says, I don't have to give it to you, you can say, but what about what this says, right? And then show it to them, because the Code of Federal Regulations says you do have to. If they still don't do it, we can punish them.
Yeah.
Okay. So, but you need these laws. You got to get on Twitter at Fed Injury Center. It's, look, I'm telling you this stuff, which is great, but you need it like that.
Yeah. When you're physically going through it, that's when you need it to shove it in their face and say, you're wrong, because here is the law.
And so you can just open up Twitter, go to my page, because you're not going to follow anybody but me. You're not going to waste any time in your life. You're only going to be on my page if you need to be. And you're going to scroll down and go, boom, that's it. Okay? You're going to just show it to them, and it's going to make a huge difference. So you're going to get that back. You're going to get copies and look at it, and they're going to say, you know, there's a question that says, was this due to willful misconduct? Wouldn't you like to know if the supervisor said yes, willful misconduct? You know, the most famous story I have is a lady in Baltimore who was carrying a box over her head at the post office, and she fell down, and the supervisor said it was willful misconduct because she was noticeably unstable when she picked up that box. So the doctor's narrative, and he writes brilliant narratives, a doctor in Maryland, had a paragraph that said willful misconduct. And he said the willful misconduct was on the part of the supervisor who witnessed somebody being unstable and unsafe and allowed them to get hurt. But how do you write that letter if you don't have the second page of the CA1 to show to your doctor? Get copies. Okay, so get copies.
Chris wants you to repeat the 20 CFR.
20 CFR 10, oh, my bad. 20 CFR 10.300.
No, 20 CFR 1.10.
No, there's no 1.10.
Okay.
20 CFR 10.300. Oh, wait, is this for copies?
Yeah. I'm
so sorry. 10.100.
Can you repeat it clearly?
20 CFR 10.110.
There we go.
20 CFR 10.110.
Denise Wagler, you asked if this is for rural or city carriers.
It's everybody.
This is for all federal employees nationwide, worldwide. This is for every single federal employee.
And I don't care if you've been there only one day.
Yeah.
If it's your first day employed, you're covered. We had somebody today who asked, well, are you in your 90 days? Or who cares? I don't care. You're a federal employee on day one. If you get hurt, you got hurt. You're covered under OWCP.
Yeah, and yes, if you're
like you came to work on day one and say, I hope I get hurt today.
Yeah.
It's ridiculous.
And it doesn't matter if you're in California and you want to fly to us in Florida or Chicago or
Alaska.
Wherever, yeah.
Or if there's a nice military base in France, you want to go visit the Eiffel Tower, go to that base. There's an American doctor who can treat you in this.
Yeah.
Anywhere in the world, OWCP covers.
Yeah, you can see, Lori, I receive OWCP in LA. Can I see a doctor in Chicago?
Yes.
And there's Dr. Anthony Petrone that I work with as well.
Who I trained, and he is the man.
So you can go anywhere in any state with all your paper and your documents. You can even go out of the country if you wanted to.
OWCP may not want to pay your travel, but hey, what's the value of an accepted claim? Huge, massive.
What part in Florida? So we are in Clearwater. We have an office 5 minutes from here. With Dr. Rashmwala, Dr. Cameraman, and Andrew.
Before you keep going, I want to say something. This is not a sales presentation. Yeah. Somebody asked us where our offices are. That's not really what we're about. We're here to teach. But you asked, and so we're in Clearwater.
Yeah, so.
Look us up on Federal Injury Centers with an S, federalinjurycenters.com, and go to the bottom of the homepage, and you'll see the offices.
Our Twitter is @, Fed Injury Center. Juanita, I hope that answers. And yeah, we're in Clearwater, and Dr. Cameraman that we use, the MD that we use, he's in West Palm, Miami, Fort Myers, and Clearwater. So you can go to any one of those. Chris has trained Dr. Cameraman.
He's the first doctor I ever trained.
Yeah.
He definitely gets this done.
All right, let's get on to the next one.
All right, so here's another thing that supervisors do, especially on a CA2 claim, that happened over 2 or more shifts. They don't believe that you're hurt, right? So they're like, well, I'm not going to send this into DOL until I get medical documentation from your doctor. So show me documentation that you're hurt. No. So you need to be on Twitter, because 20 CFR 10.110 letter C, the same one that I just fumbled through a minute ago, 20 CFR 10.110. Letter C says the employer should not wait for submittal of supporting evidence before sending the form into OWCP. It's like the opposite of what we hear all the time. Nah, we want to see medical documentation. Well, let me tell you, Mr. or Mrs. Supervisor, show me your medical license. I mean, how the heck do you even know what this stuff says? If you received a medical doctor's documentation and you read it and you could get through the jargon, how would you understand it? Like, we're not waiting on you, and you're not waiting. Just send it in. And they have 10 days to send it in. So the supervisor has to send your reports, your forms in within 10 days of the date that you fill it out with them.
Question real quick. Can you have therapy in any state as well?
Yeah.
Okay.
Now, look, a nurse case manager or a claims examiner may say, well, why'd you go so far? And you can say, well, I'm not asking you to pay mileage, so don't worry about it.
Yeah, so Tammy, that message is for you. You asked, can you take your rehab in any state? So that was your answer. Yes, you can.
You can. So sometimes it's a matter of like change of treating doctors, but we're going to get to that. You can change treating doctors. We found a way to make it very easy. It used to be so hard, but over the last month or so, we found some stuff, and it's really easy to get rid of just dog doctors. Okay, so if that's your case, your situation, we'll get there. All right, so here's the next thing. People all the time, they're saying, well, I missed my filing deadline. My supervisor told me I had to report within 3 days, or I had to report within 14 days, or within 1 week, or I only had 3 months to report. So, gosh, I'm screwed. I got to use my health insurance, or just, work through the pain. None of that's true. You have 3 years to report your injury. 3, 1, 2, 3 years. And so, you couldn't find a doctor, or you didn't know that it wasn't going to just get better all on its own. Whatever your case is, okay? Or you were just, one of those guys like I grew up with who just said, I'm just going to tough it out. Why? Don't tough it out. Don't tough it out, okay? You didn't wake up saying, I hope I get hurt today. So go get fixed, okay? Go get better. Go to the doctor. You have 3 years to report your injuries. 3. The Code of Federal Regulations, 20 CFR 10.100, says that a notice of injury must be filed within 3 years of the injury. 3 years. The U.S. Code, 5 U.S.C. 8122, says the same thing, 3 years. But it goes further. Letter B says that for a CA2 claim that happened over a period of time, you have 3 years from the date you reasonably were aware that it was work-related. So if you've been suffering through back pain for like 2 years or whatever, and you wake up today and you say, I think that I'm a letter carrier, and lifting 70-pound boxes and walking 10 miles a day caused my back pain. I think this is work-related. It doesn't matter that it's been going on for 2 years. You have 3 years from today to report your injury.
Somebody called about that today. That's your answer.
Yep, 3 years to report your injury. 3. So don't forgo filing your injury. Don't not report your injury. And if your supervisor said, well, what took you so long? Just say, because the law says I can. That's it. I might have other good reasons, but my best reason is because the law allows for it. And the law allows for it. So, don't get pushed around. It's not too late unless it's been more than 3 years. So, if you're somebody that's been waiting around to get your injury filed, or if you know somebody, you're working with somebody who that is, struggling with their job, tell them it's not too late. It's not. So find a doctor, report your injury, and get this fixed.
Yeah, I'll go real quick. You asked, do you think the union representative is a good option? Your union
Usually
is always a good option. You should always contact them for anything that you don't feel is fair. And they know these things too. We go to a lot of higher up state presidents, local presidents, and ask questions ourselves so we could educate you guys. So definitely reach out to your union representatives to help you and get information. And we train a lot of the union reps too. So if they're giving you information that you don't feel that's truthful, you can always call us and we'll help you. And
hey, real quick, speaking of truthful information, some of you, I'm talking to you, and your coworkers have the best of intentions, and you're really trying to help. Be careful though. Today we were reading a thread on Facebook. She was reading it. She read it to me. And somebody said, I got hurt. What do I do? And one of the people said, well, get a CA7. Wrong. Okay, so when you're not sure, give us a call. Get a CA1 was the right answer. CA7 is definitely like 45 or 60 days down the line. It's not now. But so be sure you're giving out the right information, which is why we're doing this, okay? So that we can give the right information. You can write stuff down. You can get on Twitter at Fed Injury Center and tell your friends so that they get the right information firsthand. But be careful about giving the wrong information. And while I'm at it, we have people that jump on and maybe some stuff about it. But we have some people who don't want us intervening.
right.
And they try to be the expert themselves. Be very careful. I'm not kidding. I don't know who jumps on as a supervisor or not, okay? I don't know who's who or what people's intentions are. But my only intention is to get your claim accepted. I don't care about anything else. I want your claims accepted, and I want you paid, and I want you avoiding federal disability and bankruptcy. So if that sounds good to you, you just follow me. All right, that's what we're doing here.
Thomas and Chastity Jordan, you said, so CA1 does not have to be reported within 72 hours.
No, God, no. You have 3 years to report it. Now, look, if you want to get continuation of pay, you have to report within 30 days. Okay? If you wait 31 days, you have to use your sick time. That's how that goes, or annual time. So report it right away, because also, if you report outside of 7 days, you can't get the CA16. So the deal is like report right away so you don't lose any benefits, because I always ask, which one of your benefits and rights would you like to give up today? Nobody wants to give up any rights and benefits. So report today. But if you're somebody that reported later, that's fine. You have 3 years, okay? You can still get help. And that's the key. We want you to get help. And you need it. Like, if getting help is the difference lots of times between bankruptcy and disability and retirement. And disability, by year 2, you get 40% of your income. So if that sounds great, you should turn this off right now. If 40% of your income is what you're looking for, you should stop watching now, because I can't help you.
Lori, what information did you want me to repeat? So our Twitter is Fed Injury Center. That's our Twitter. We have this page, Wednesday night OWCP chats. And if anybody, I know a few of you asked for my phone number. So if you guys want to get in touch with Chris and I, the phone number is 877-787-OWCP.
Yeah. All right. So let me just do a quick thing on limited duty assignments. So, you go back to work, your doctor had a CA-17, a duty status report, and said you can work. Maybe a limited number of hours or limited weight restrictions or walking restrictions, whatever. But you can work, right? So your supervisor has to give you a limited duty offer in writing, and it has to match your 17. And, if they don't, then you have to file a grievance. And if they don't honor your CA-17, you need to contact EEO and file a complaint, because you're not being treated fairly. And so those are some things you've got to be able to do to protect yourself. And some of the supervisors are wanting to send people a far distance from their home when they're on limited duty. And I want to tell you something about that.
As a punishment.
Yeah, so this is something new. Yeah, it's exactly like punishment.
They're trying to punish you guys, and they can't do that.
So, yeah, I didn't add to this one yet, but here's the deal. So I found a rule, and it's actually on Twitter at Fed Injury Center. And they can't send you more than 50 miles from your residence on a limited duty assignment. We have people that are being sent 56 miles, and that's against the rules, so you should file a grievance. And an EEO claim, because you're not being treated fair. If you feel you may be discriminated against because you have a work injury, then you file an EEO claim. You can contact 202-663-4599 for EEO and ask, this is my situation. Am I being discriminated against due to having a work injury claim? 202-663-4599. That's who you call to file an EEO claim or complaint. And another thing that happens is they don't let you report your injury. We were just talking about that, right?
Yeah.
And so a supervisor says, I'm not going to do that, or I'm not going to fill it out. Didn't somebody say that earlier?
Yeah.
They're not going to fill out the CA1, or they don't have time, whatever.
Or CA2.
Yeah, listen, OSHA, Occupational Safety and Health Administration, says that of your 9 employee rights, number 6 is the right to report a work injury. Okay. It goes further to say that it's illegal for an employer to fire, demote, transfer, or otherwise retaliate against a worker for using their rights under the law. And if a worker believes that they're being retaliated against, they should contact OSHA at 1-800-321-OSHA. And any supervisor responsible for helping you report your injury and file your claim who refuses to do so can be fined up to $500 and imprisoned up to a year.
Yep.
So if they say, I'm not going to process your claim, they can go to jail. We should contact OSHA and ask if that's a safety violation.
You guys have to fight back. You guys have to make these calls and, go online. You don't have to, when you call, you can be anonymous and just ask a question. But if you guys don't do it, the supervisors are always going to continue to push you around.
So if you have a postmaster or some other supervisor at your station who did it to you, they're doing it to everyone. I mean, let that set in. It's happening to everybody. if it happened to you. If they refuse to process your claim, that's a crime. It is a crime to get in the way of your right to report and file a work injury. It's a crime. 1-800-321-OSHA. You call and ask, is this a violation? You're not making an accusation. You're telling your story, your true story, and asking, is it a violation? And then you file a grievance. File a grievance. File a grievance. What did I just say?
File a grievance?
File a grievance. File a grievance. File a grievance.
Look, like JJ says, make the call to OSHA. Management doesn't like dealing with OSHA. Once OSHA comes in, if you call OSHA for one thing, this is what we were told by a president, if they come in for one thing, they start going through everything. So if you have multiple complaints and multiple employees are complaining about different things, trust me, they are going to come. Normally they come within 24 to 72 hours. That's what we heard. So don't be scared. And we're trying to tell you guys all the time, don't be scared. They cannot fire you. And if they are going to fire you, tell them you want it in writing that they're firing you.
Please do me a favor and put that in writing. Tell me why you're firing me. Please do that. I mean, that's a gift. If you look, if any supervisors are on here and you're dumb enough to put that in writing, you deserve what comes next.
Yeah, and if they tell you you're not injured, like it was so funny, we told this to somebody. If they tell you that you're not injured, ask them, can I see your medical license? We actually had an employee from a union actually asked them that, and they backed down and wind up sending her to the doctor. So ask them, where's your medical license? Look, I'm a nurse. Chris has over 20 years plus of medical experience, but we still can't tell you if you can't go and you're really not injured. Ask for the medical license when they tell you that. You said, my manager and supervisor refused to sign. It's been over a year. I asked my union rep to file, and they did not. Finally, injury comp and supervisor said they sent it in today. Can they get in trouble still?
Well, file a grievance. Start there. Contact OSHA. Ask if it was a violation. Contact EEO and find out if you were discriminated against. Let's ask some questions. Look, let's start asking these questions to these outside agencies who are there to protect you, to protect your rights. Let's ask. You know, it's a fun call. Look, just call 1-800-321-OSHA. It's so easy. 1-800. That number is easy to remember. 321-OSHA. Just call. Hey, is this a violation? And ask. You can also file labor board charges. Check this out. So the NLRB is my last slide, so I got to just move over to it. National Labor Relations Board, nrlb.gov, nrlb.gov. Go there and find your district office. It's really easy. And contact them and find out if there's any labor charges you can file. If you filed a grievance, you have to wait till the grievance is finished. And you have 6 months from the date of the incident to file these charges. 6 months. There's another deal. Don't wait. If you waited, you can't do that. But you can do some other stuff because I've given you other options, OSHA and EEO and grievance. So do these things, okay? But push back, please. Push back. No, push back for yourself and push back for your coworkers. Push back for the people that haven't even started working for your agency yet, but are definitely going to get screwed around when they're new and they don't know anything. And they think if I get hurt in my first 90 days, I'm going to get fired. Look, it's your job to protect them. Don't let that happen to your future coworkers. If you stop it now, you know it's stopping in the future. And every time you win one of these cases, you're winning for the future. It sets precedents. Like these labor relations board charges, when you win one of those cases, it sets precedent for all future. So you might lose some. That's the way that goes, okay? We take our licks as we go. But you're going to win some too, okay? They're going to take their licks too. And when they take theirs, we're using it in the future too. Don't put up with it anymore. So know your rights, know the rules, the laws, the regulations, and for the love of God, get Twitter @FedInjuryCenter, @FedInjuryCenter. I haven't looked yet, but I'm expecting to be over 600 already. We started at 526 today, 526. Look, all of you are responsible for getting the word out. I can only do what I'm doing here, okay? I actually can do a lot more, and I'm going to do that too. But you can do more as well. We can all do more, okay? So your responsibility is to go tell all your friends, okay? Start now. Text people. Text them Twitter. Text them our federalinjurycenters.com. Have them come to Wednesday night OWCP chats and like and follow. You know, we don't get anything out of this. The more views we get, the more people we help.
Yeah,
That's it.
Jody, you said, this is insane. Why are your services necessary? Nobody wants to be injured. You two are amazing, but as a new federal employer, this is disheartening and sad.
Yeah, I know. And everybody, when they're new, they're scared. You know, I'm the new guy or the new girl, and you know, I want to rock the boat. I don't want to be that person, or you know, those guys. Like I grew up in Texas with a bunch of guys who were way too tough to admit they were injured. I mean, look, I asked for in a show of hands in a room of 200 people, who's been in this job greater than 20 or 25 years? 2/3 or 3/4 of the room raises their hand. Well, my next question is, who is younger today than you were 20 years ago? Okay, nobody. Does 70 pounds weigh more or less than 20 years ago?
Right.
Well, honestly, it weighs more because you're not as strong. And you got to do the same job. Listen, this isn't fair. A 60-year-old woman's got to do the same job as a 25-year-old man. Injuries build up over time because the body breaks down over time, and you deserve to get help. That's what OWCP is for. It's there to help you when your body breaks down. Don't avoid your rights and you know, don't give away this stuff. It's yours.
Yeah. The phone number to OSHA again is 1-800-321-OSHA. That's the phone number. I have paperwork from EEOC showing she refused to sign. Good. You guys have to document everything and keep all the papers.
Hey, we're only at 5:28, so since we started, 2 extra people have signed up with Twitter. What am I doing wrong? What am I doing wrong?
They don't like you.
They like me.
Do you guys like him?
Whatever.
If you don't file a CA7 for your compensation, you will not get paid. You can file a CA7 once your case is accepted. Always remember that. A lot of you, I saw this on some of your posts. If your case is not accepted and you're filing CA7s, don't expect anything. You're going to
get nothing until your case is accepted.
Yeah, so always remember, until your case is accepted, you can have everything prepared for when it gets accepted, but don't be sending anything to Department of Labor because you won't get anything.
I mean, look, if you get your case accepted, look, if you're with us, it's when you get your case accepted, or any of the doctors I've trained, or if you just like, let me help you out along the way, when you get your case accepted, you're eligible to get your out-of-pocket expenses reimbursed, your mileage and other travel reimbursed, and your time away from work reimbursed, and every bit of that is your right. It's your right. Why would you give those rights away? So you got to get your claim accepted. But so many of you can't get to the claim acceptance stage because you can't get past reporting injury stage.
Yeah. You got
to get past reporting your injury. Don't be scared of your supervisor. They have no teeth. They have bark, but they're like a chihuahua. Okay, they bark a lot, and even if they bite, it doesn't actually hurt.
It's like Gizmo.
You can kick them off. I don't recommend kicking dogs, but like if they bite you,
Gizmo, right?
He wouldn't bite. He's asleep.
Listen, when you guys have an injury, somebody just said that a coworker got bit by a hornet, and she was afraid to report it. Yeah. What did I say?
They don't bite.
Bite, stung. It's all the same crap.
Just translating.
Yeah. You have to report it. You're on the job. Those things can get really big. I've seen these things get really big.
At least get a CA16 so that when you go to the ER, they don't charge you out of your pocket, right? If you have the 16 that they have to give you within 4 hours of the claimed injury, then you can just go to the ER and say, here's my CA16, fix my arm. And that'll be that. Look, whatever, give you a shot. It doesn't matter. ER visits are expensive unless you have a CA16 and it costs you nothing.
Yeah, when you guys get injured, remember, take a steward.
Yeah.
Always take a steward.
The power and numbers thing.
When we do training, we are training stewards and sometimes local presidents and some union reps as well. And I know you guys are saying that you guys want us to train you. So
I want to train you.
Here's how it goes. If you guys want us to train you, there's a few ways. One, your union president or union officials have to contact me at 877-787-OWCP.
Which is the same number you call if you're hurt.
Yeah. And schedule that with me. We're starting again in August, and we're cutting it off the second week of November. And then we'll restart again in January. But if we come to you, we'll take an hour and a half the most. Chris will do an hour and a half training. We give you packets. We give you the stuff, this large, I think it's like 30-page packet.
And my PowerPoint presentation.
And the PowerPoint presentation, emailed or however you want it.
Which is really good. I did it myself.
And we'll train you there. We go to local union monthly meetings. We could train you there if your president allows us to do that. We've gone several different in Florida. We always get called. In Alabama, we go. And I know you guys saw that I posted. We are coming to Massachusetts. We're going to do Facebook Live.
So this was the big news you talked about in the beginning.
Yeah.
Let's connect the dots. This is it, people.
Yeah. So it's going to be August 28th on a Wednesday in the Woburn office.
At 8 p.m.
8 p.m.
Eastern.
With drinks and appetizers.
So that night we'll be doing Facebook Live at 8 o'clock Eastern instead of 9 o'clock. Okay, 7 Central instead of 8. All right, so we'll be doing an hour earlier, but we're planning on having a really live audience, a large audience.
Yeah, so anybody in the Massachusetts area, I don't care how big the state is or how small the state is.
Come on. Rhode Island, come
in.
on. Connecticut, bring it.
Yeah. We want everybody from AFGE, the NALC, APW, the mail handlers, the rural carriers, everybody. This is open to everybody.
Yeah.
Come. When you come, you will give me your email address and you will get the full packet on what Chris is educating on.
Yeah, so definitely show up.
Yeah, if you come, that's the benefit. You get a free packet.
So tell them the date again.
So it's going to be August 28th in Woburn, Massachusetts.
Which is a Wednesday.
In the Woburn office. We will start at 8 p.m.
Come early.
Yeah, come early. You can have one-on-one conversation with us before and after. You get to meet the other team mates that we have up in Massachusetts. There's Derek, there's
John.
Emmy and Ellie and John and Tom and Joe.
And Dr. J.
And Dr. J and Maria.
Yeah.
There's a whole team up there in the Federal Energy Centers, and Dr. Guido. So everyone's going to be there. We're going to make this really fun. We have a really good time, especially with the drinks.
I don't know what you're talking about.
And the appetizers. You eat the appetizers. I'll have the drinks.
That never happens in that
order. It doesn't happen though. So I mean, this is going to be really fun for you guys.
Yeah, seriously, we're so excited. We've been wanting to come up to Massachusetts and do this because, you know, we have 3 offices there. And so we wanted to come and do Facebook Live there. And so now we finally have a chance to do it in the Quincy, Massachusetts office. And they have a beautiful office with this large space that used to be a yoga studio. And so we'll all be able to fit in there. It's going to be really great. And Maria Provenzano, if you're on, you're up. She's in our Quincy office. And yeah, we're going to have so much fun. So I hope we can pack the house. I'd like to have 50+ people there from Massachusetts, from all the agencies, all the unions.
Rhode Island and Connecticut.
Yeah.
And Daniel, you're in Jersey. Just drive on over.
Yeah, come on, bring your friends. Make a road trip.
Yeah, make a road trip to come see us. We'd love to come meet with you guys. You know, here's the thing. We get asked to come to a lot of states, okay? And Chris does this amazing training, and we give out packets, and we educate. And then what happens? There's no doctors there.
Yeah.
And it's so hard because then we give you guys all this training, and then you get stuck at a walk-in clinic or the ER, and everything will get denied.
All hell breaks loose for you.
ER specialist, you're going to get denied.
Yeah.
Chiropractor, you're going to get denied. If you call us from the beginning and you get injured and you tell me, like, somebody called me today and it's like, oh, my back doesn't hurt that bad, but it happened a week ago. And then what's going to happen? We know this from experience. In the next 8 weeks, your body will go through changes, and then you'll start to feel and see the pain that you just had. So you have to call us. And this is why a lot of you are complaining you're getting screwed. This is why you're getting screwed. You're going to doctors that cannot get your cases accepted.
Or you're waiting and avoiding filing your claim in the first place. Look, file your injury, report it, file it, even if you have no intention of seeking medical care. But at least get it on record that it happened so that, you know, you're not screwed later on. And listen, we will answer questions through the evening and tomorrow. It's already been an hour. And so some people get fatigued listening to me for an hour. I can't imagine why. But we'll definitely answer your questions. So any that we didn't get to during this live feed, we'll get to later on. So keep track under your comment. Whatever comment you made, we'll get to it. Be patient with us because it's just us. And but yeah, we're really looking forward to come seeing you in Massachusetts live. We're going to be doing this in Texas as well. Texas. So those of you in Texas who are ready for this, we'll be there as well. Mike, be ready. I'm going to be counting on you and some of the other folks there to bring in the crowd. But we love doing this live. We love helping you. I hope you see that we're really passionate. This is not an act. I'm not an actor. She's not an actress. This is what we do. We're really passionate. And so we love coming and doing it live with a live audience because, we're going to do this thing, but we'll answer your questions live, and we'll be around before and after to keep answering the questions versus having to answer it on Facebook.
Yeah. If you guys, okay, when you guys are putting your comments, there's a lot of you saying that your claim has been denied more than once or so. When you're putting that down, can you please put what city and state you're from?
Yeah,
it's easier for me just to hop on and tell you where to go. And
it's your choice, by the way. Remember, you get to pick whatever doctor. We can't tell you where to go, but we can suggest a doctor that won't screw this up, okay? And it's up to you from there.
Yeah, so there's somebody asked about the doctor in Arizona. It's Dr. Heaton. He's in Tucson, Arizona. And
he's a warrior for this thing. He writes some of the greatest reports.
There's 2 locations, one in Houston, Dr. On, and one in Grand Prairie, Texas, and I believe Arlington. And we may come to Texas. We're still waiting for you guys to tell us. There's Racine, Wisconsin, Chicago, Illinois, Indianapolis, Rockville, Maryland, Vienna, Virginia, Birmingham and Montgomery, Alabama, Clearwater, Florida, West Palm, Miami, and Fort Myers. All of these doctors Chris has trained. And
more coming.
And there's more coming.
We're pushing right now to find new doctors in new areas in 10 locations that we've been told about a lot. So we're really working hard on this. It's not easy to find a doctor that wants to do it. But we have one of our partners is just out there. That's his full-time job. He's looking for doctors.
Yeah.
So when we find them and we get them trained, we'll let you know. You'll be the first to know.
So do you have your little thing? Remember, there's 5 things you guys need to do when
to fight back against management.
To fight back against management. Don't forget, look at the CFR codes that Chris has said. If you can't remember, there's also Twitter, and you can replay the video, but follow these 5 things, remember, to stand up against your supervisors. Don't let them harass you. Don't let them threaten you. Don't let them try to fire you. And if they try to fire you, tell you to resign, tell them you want it in writing and see what they say. You can choose your own doctor. If they don't, show them the law. You have a right. You guys have rights more than they do. So don't let them push you. So here's the last 5 things that you could do if you come across these issues with your supervisor.
So number 1, file a grievance. If you're not active in your union or you're not a member, you're probably making a mistake. You probably want to get your dues. You don't want to wait till it's too late. So get help, file a grievance. You can contact employee assistance, EAP, and they may be able to be a go-between for you. The last time we were at the Florida Rural Carriers State Convention, we had an EAP rep there, so it was really good to see. So we know that in some areas they're anxious to be active in that, so let them help you. With the help of the union, file an EEO complaint. All right, we talked about that. I told you the number. And contact union, report it, and ask, is this a violation? Did I say contact union?
Yeah.
Contact OSHA and ask if it's a violation. 1-800-321-OSHA. Contact the union. Okay, never, ever, ever, ever go without letting your union be involved. Let them know what's going on. And with the help of your union, file a complaint with the labor board. Okay, the National Labor Relations Board, NLRB. So contact them and find out what they can do to help you out. Whatever you do, don't just take it laying down. And call us, 1-877-787-OWCP. Message us here at Wednesday night OWCP chats or at Federal Injury Centers. And if you have questions, let us help you. Don't go through this blind. You're not on an island by yourself. You are not alone in this. We'll take these calls. Leave a message. Don't be angry if we don't call you right back. We're going to get to you ASAP. You have 3 years to report injuries, okay? And so we're going to get things done as soon as possible, but for sure within 3 years, So
we'll call you back within 3 years.
Fast, okay? We'll get back with you. But really, don't feel like you're by yourself. You're not alone. And be like the steward was yesterday that called us with the injured employee there with them. Call us. If you're a steward, we're with you. Okay, I'm here as your servant. You let me know what you need, and I'll help you. I'm here to make you stronger, to make you an OWCP expert. And all of you that are watching, that's what our job is here. So, you know, don't take what management's doing to you laying down. Push back. When they push, you push harder.
Yeah. So again, we are coming to Woburn, Massachusetts, August 28th. We're going to do Facebook Live there. We want as many federal employees to show up. And if you show up, you get this entire, I think it's like, what, 15-page packet?
19-page packet.
19-page packet. And it has everything you need to know that we train about, everything from CA1, CA2, 16, 17, and all these roles. And everybody that's watching, don't forget to go on Twitter to find the CFR codes for when they're denying you to file your injury claims. You have a right to file it even if you fell and just twisted your ankle, or you got bit, excuse me, you got stung by a bee or a hornet.
Right.
You have the right to file, so make sure you guys file.
And wouldn't you, for example, like to know what the rule is in the defect procedure manual for temporary light duty assignments? Or do you want management sending you 100 miles away? Wouldn't you like to know what the rule is? If you would like to know that, then get on Twitter, @FedInjuryCenter. We've had 3 new people tonight. That is entirely not enough. Maybe we're on mute if you're not hearing us.
Oh my gosh.
We will definitely be, we'll have the, what do you call it with the words later on?
For the hearing impaired.
Yeah, but what do you call those things? Subtitles? What is it?
Caption.
We'll have the captions. She'll be adding that later on for the hearing impaired. So you'll be able to read it when I say @FedInjuryCenter.
So Tammy, you want to know, how do you know if they're using the right code? Who? The supervisor? We give you these codes here if you're talking about the codes. So let's just say they refuse to fill out your form when you're injured. There are code or federal regulation, CFR codes, that go with what they're not supposed to be doing.
Yeah.
So that's what we're talking about.
Every single time the supervisor says something, there's a rule, law, or regulation that goes along with what they said. It either backs them up or it pushes back against them. Generally, it pushes back against them. And you need to know this stuff. And it needs to be at your fingertips.
Kristen,
okay?
you want to know, is it against the law for them not to give you a written offer to go with your restrictions?
Yeah, they have to give you a written offer. It's in the CA 810. They have to give you a written offer. And you'll find that in Twitter, @FedInjuryCenter. But yeah, they have to give you a written offer within 48 hours of their verbal offer.
Ron says, how long can I stay on OWCP? With my back surgery, I'm able to walk now, so I guess I'm not medically retired. I'm guessing that I'm still getting that OWCP check.
Well, you can stay on as long as you're medically, you should be on. So just focus on getting better.
Yeah. So that you guys know, for the end of the month in July, we are going to be going, I think on the 27th, we're going to be in Montgomery with the Montgomery AFGE, the VA out there, helping with passing out backpacks. We're going to be donating some supplies and filling these backpacks for the kids for back to school.
Yeah.
That's on August 27th. Come see us. We'll have some brochures and some business cards there. If anybody wants to know about that, talk to Tanyelle. She is the girl to talk to out in the Montgomery VA.
And she's awesome.
And also on the 30th and 31st, we're doing a 2-day training in the Anniston Air Force Base.
Yes.
With Charles Barkley and his team. The first day we're going to do a lunch and learn for about 4 hours. We're going to be rotating and doing small mini training. And then on the 31st, we're going to be training all the union folks, the presidents, and the stewards. So if anybody's in those areas at that time, please come by, tell your coworkers. We're going to be there. We'll answer any questions right there on the spot. And we look forward to seeing you. And Massachusetts, please get ready. We're coming and we're going to make this happen. We want to help you guys. And if you guys don't want the help, well, that's
you want the help. You want the help. So I expect you all to be there. Okay, you'll all be off work. Your routes will be finished up. You'll probably have time to go home and shower first or whatever, but we don't care if you do or don't. We'll have some snacks there. We'll have some drinks there. So, you know, if you don't have a chance to go home and get dinner, we'll feed you a little bit so you can make it through the evening. And so, but definitely be there. We're going to be talking about this every week for the next 5 weeks until we get there.
Yeah.
So let your friends, your coworkers know. I expect everybody to be there. Everybody. You got to have this information. We haven't done this in Massachusetts, although I've got 3 offices there with great medical staff that gets their cases accepted. And our medical doctor up there, he fights like hell to get cases accepted. You wouldn't believe it. He's a Harvard grad, and he's from there. I mean, he's a, whatever you call it, he's from Boston. So he fights a little differently than some of the rest of us. He does not mind getting his hands dirty. So you know, come out and meet him, meet us. I'd love to meet you in person. I'm looking forward to it. But we've got to spread the word in Massachusetts. I've got offices there. How the heck can I not let you folks know about it? So start spreading this. Tell all your friends.
Tell everybody. It's going to be in Woburn, Massachusetts.
No, it's going to be in Quincy.
You said, oh my God, I've been saying Woburn all
day.
You didn't even correct me.
It's going to be in Quincy.
Portland, we are, like I said, we're trying to come out to every state if we can. You know, we're really trying, but we are working on it. We know there's a need. So Portland, I have 2 sisters that live in Portland. So I'd love to have some place there so we could travel there. And Danielle, you want us to go live while we are there, we definitely will go live. So again, if anybody's at the Montgomery VA watching, we are helping them with the backpacks for back to school. We're going to be donating supplies. If you guys want to know more about it and meet us, go see Danielle Jackson at the Montgomery VA. And
go FGE, Red for Feds.
Yes, Red for Feds today. He's got his little.
I got a little red going on here. That was on purpose.
So Washington State, we are working. I know every state wants us to come. We get it.
We want to come to every state. There's so many places I haven't seen yet.
Yeah.
There's so many people I haven't seen yet.
We're trying. So with that said, everybody, we hope that we gave you some more knowledge on how to protect you and yourself.
And we hope you're fired up and you take this to work with you tomorrow and tell your friends.
If you need to rewind and write down the CFR codes, please do so. If not, they're all on Twitter at Fed Injury Center. You can follow us there. We're here every week. We might be changing our time to 8 p.m. Well, not next week, but we probably will as August coming. So we look forward, and everybody in Massachusetts, get ready. We're coming. You're dealing with me now. So I'm ready to bring you guys on board and get you to listen to Chris and get you trained. So with that said, we have family coming tonight from Texas, Chris's brother and sister.
Brad and Jessica, Bryson and Paisley, come on.
We're really excited.
Let's go.
So
get on the airplane. Let's go.
We're going to go ahead, sign off. We will be answering your questions. And those of you that have more in-depth issues and want to know where there's a doctor, please message me. Tell me what city and state that you're in, and I will get you the info and get you seen by a doctor that's going to fix you up. With your permission, it's your choice. Don't forget, your choice. Well, everyone, have a great night. Everybody have a great week. I know Chris wants to get to the beach, but it's been raining almost every day. Going anyways. So we'll see you guys next week. And next week we have another topic. We're going to be discussing schedule, award, and federal car accidents. So those are going to be the 2 topics we discuss next week. News to me. I didn't even know that's our topics. That's our topics. Yeah, that's our topics. I was going to go through Twitter and talk about Twitter. You can have 5 minutes to talk about Twitter. One of these days I'm going to get on and just go through my Twitter feed so you can know what you're missing for those of you that don't want to get Twitter. But for now, you know, we'll do schedule, award, and auto accidents and stuff. Mike, you want to come to Boston? And JJ said he just needs to buy his ticket. So whoever wants to come to Quincy, Massachusetts, come on, we're going to be there. Tell everybody tell your coworkers, because I know you guys all are on together on all these Facebook pages. Tell them to come see us. It'll be worth it. Yeah, management's not invited that night. We want to have a good time. Management can come. No, I want to have a good time that night. So anyways, everybody, good night and have a great rest of the week. All right, we're really signing off this time. Bye. Bye. Hit the end button right there. And